is the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Each year, it is presented to a member of the entertainment world for outstanding lifetime achievement.
Thank you. It says here on its base, to an artist whose talents and contributions to our industry stand out from a cast of thousands. The past recipients of this award have set a standard of excellence that will be revered for many generations to come.
They are individuals with exceptional skill and creativity who have given us countless hours of brilliant entertainment. In other words, it's not easy to win one of these puppies.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, if Cecil B. DeMille could be here this evening, he would be so very proud that an award in his name had been presented to these brilliant recipients.
You're very kind. I'm very pleased, very honored to receive this award for two reasons. First, it's in the name of a real picture maker. If genius is not a foolish word to say in our craft, Cecil B. DeMille was one. Not that he was infallible. As a matter of fact, I always thought that I would have been a very good choice for the male lead in Samson and Delilah.
Last year was Fred Astaire, the year before Bing Crosby, Marie Chevalier, and last year Jimmy Stewart. But this year, everybody agreed it should go to a real wonderful man, a great guy, and a wonderful buddy, Mr. John Wayne, ladies and gentlemen.
Cut it off so I'll have time to say that how wonderful it is to receive an award that has the name Cecil B. DeMille attached to it. And I also want to thank Dino for leaving his New Year's Eve party to come over. I also want to thank the foreign press for, after 35 years in this business, presenting me with this award halfway through my career.
I found out there are three signs of old age. One is loss of memory, and I forget what the other two are. But, I broke it already. I did, I broke it.
In 1983, Dustin Hoffman took part in a moving tribute to the incomparable Laurence Olivier. A great honor for Sir Laurence, but an even greater one for anyone who was there.
He is the entertainer of our time. He is up there, just like the rest of us, trying to get a few laughs. He's just doing it with a little more talent, a little more tenacity, a little more audacity, a little more humanity, a little more intelligence, a little more courage. How lucky we are to be with this man who calls me dear boy, who is younger than anyone in this room. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. I am very emotionally involved, I'm afraid, and I worry a little that my cup is so full that it may shortly overflow to your acute embarrassment. So I will desperately try to cling on to something factual, something historical, something... well, that's something historical.
When former Cecil B. DeMille winner Jack Lemmon presented Henry Fonda with his DeMille Award, it produced one of the most emotional moments in Golden Globe history.
There's something very noble and quite wonderful about the process of acting, that craft. In rare instances, if an actor is very, very good, he has a chance, a few times in his life, maybe, to do something that nobody else can ever do even once. Maybe. You can touch people, and you can move them, and you can make them think, and you can make them realize something that they never would have thought of, they never would have realized if you had not been there and had not done it. In other words, you can enlighten them. And I think that Mr. Fonda has done that for decades. And I don't know any man that makes me more proud to be a member of that profession.
What can I say after those words? Wow. I was going to say I expect I'm being honored like this because I've survived. But I'm no less appreciative. This is really especially meaningful to me. And I thank the Hollywood Press Association very much.
And in 1985, the honor went to one of our most glamorous recipients.
42 years ago, the Golden Globes and I both started out in this town. And boy, that was a lifetime ago. And I never dreamed, ever, that I would be standing here one day holding this award myself, not even to give it to somebody else, but to have it for myself. It's amazing to me. And to be given it by the press, that's really incredible.
This is Tony Quinn.
Hey, boss, did you ever see a more splendiferous cast?
I would like to thank the namesake of this award, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille. I was very lucky to meet him in 1936 in a loincloth and a wig, applying for the job of the Indian in the Plainsman. He gave me 10 pages of dialogue, and he said, show up Monday, and you say these 10 pages in Cheyenne to Gary Cooper. I still remember that speech. I've used it as an Arab. I've used it in every... I use it as Zorba. I use it wherever a foreign language is spoken. But anyway, I got the job, and you can imagine how surprised he was when 3 months later, the Indian boy showed up at his home and said, I want your daughter's hand in marriage. I want to thank Cecil B. DeMille, wherever he is, and I hope he approves of this award. And I only have one thing to say to you, CB. Gosauha kisoneva namahe.
Most of the DeMille Award speeches have been poignant and eloquent. And even though they've sometimes been kind of lengthy, they've always seemed to have one or two lines that stand out.
It's sure nice to be at a thing like this when you got a lock on it.
And it's so marvelous to see all of you again. I've been away much too long.
I realize these type of awards are usually given to mature performers. And I want to thank the the Hollywood foreign press for making an exception this time and giving it to this kid here. Thank you.
I've been given a career which has brought me nothing but fun and friends and happiness, and enabled me to work with some of the greatest talents this industry has ever known. And for that, I get an award.
I don't know whether I was crying because I was so moved, or whether it's because I haven't worked in damn near a year.
Last year, I think Miss Lauren Bacall spoke for all the past DeMille honorees.
I thank everyone for everything. I consider it a privilege to be an actor. They and movies have opened the doors to all the wonders of the world and have made me feel that I'm just getting started. Thank you for this.
Well, folks, we've got some good news and some bad news.
What's the bad news?
The bad news is that our Golden Globe 50th anniversary celebration has run out of time.
And the good news?
The good news is that the Golden Globe Awards start another great 50 years this year.
Well, we've heard a lot of thank yous this evening, and I think it's time for us to do our own thank yous.
You're right. Ann-Margret, I'd like to thank you.
Beau Bridges, I'd like to thank you.
And Burt Reynolds, I'd like to thank you.
And we'd especially like to thank all of you for allowing us to share these wonderful Golden Globe memories with you.
Good night,
Good night, everyone.